Hello again, it's Noob, and today we're going to be looking at quite a special little kit actually. This kit contains, amongst lots of other things, the Wendt Electro Pick 3, which is held in quite high regard from what I understand, and this is an electronic picking tool, and the kit contains lots of other little accessories. Now, Wendt, as you may or may not know, is quite a large German distributor and manufacturer of lock picking and locksmithing tools. And they reached out to me to say, look, we have a summer sale on, we got this kit at a special price with some really cool extras in it. Would I like to do a review? And I took this kit on as a loan so I could do the review for you. And I'm quite excited to see what we get inside. So first up, this comes in a case. It's hinged, it's made of durable plastic, it's got foam where you need it, but we're not really interested in the case no matter how nice it is. We're interested in what you get inside the kit. And what do you get inside the kit? Well, according to the website, we get the Zeofix Electro Pick 3, which is obviously an electronic picking tool. I'll go into more detail in a second. Let's just whiz through what we get in the kit. We get a charger. This is a UK one. You can choose when you order this between the UK, European and US adapters. So I think that's like really good and also very important. You get a tensioner, which is sprung and adjustable. We'll come on to that in a minute as well. You get a plug spinner. Again, a very important tool, especially in conjunction with the rest of the kit. We get some tension tools. So this kit that was provided to me came with a Z wrench and a twisted L wrench. Perfectly acceptable, though I imagine if you're buying a professional grade electronic pick kit like this, then you probably have plenty of tension tools yourself. And some of these small keyway tension tools, which you'd use put in the top or the bottom of a small keyway and then tension like this. But I've also done it the other way around. Bit of a tip there, who knows? But yeah, quite useful. Never say no to more tension tools, that's what I say. Last but not least, well, I suppose aside from this really cute little adjustable spanner, it's so cool, adjusting spanner should I say, is these picking tips, and they come in two different sizes. You get I think 10 of the really thick ones, 0.8mm, and obviously even though these are hardened steel, the thicker they are, the more durable they'll be. Albeit that the thinner ones, 0.5mm, might not be quite as durable, but do allow you to get into much tighter keyways, such like you find in a lot of the European Euros. It gives a bit more clearance either side of the picking tip or electronic picking tip, and yeah, I find it a bit easier to use. In fact, I've been using this to just practice and assess for a while, a few hours I'd say. And that is the picking tip. It's 0.5mm, the thinnest one, and it's, you know, been in a lot of locks, and I have to say it's held up pretty well. So first up, let's actually look at this picking tool. The first thing I'd say, and probably the least important admittedly, is it looks really nice. It's got this really nice satin black finish. I've been using it for a few hours, obviously going through various locks and learning how to use it, you know, how it feels. And the one thing I would say about this is that it's very well balanced. It feels balanced in the hand. I'll just try and show you where the balance point is on this, but it's about central, as you can see. Get that right? There you go. So that's the balance point. And that's actually really important, because that is where you hold it. And it's nice to have that sort of central weight balance on your index finger there. I think that's really comfortable to hold, especially, you know, when you've got the batteries and then the motor. That weight balance I think is really nice. The knurling is exactly where you want it. It provides a really nice grip, and it's quite slender, so you don't feel like you're grabbing hold of something, you know, really big. It's comfortable to hold. Got a nice durable button on here to make that go, and I'll try to dip the volume if I remember, and there you go. So how do you use it? Well, you'd insert it, I'll show some demonstrations in a minute, but you'd insert it into the keyway, and you put this so that if you have pins facing down, you'd have it in this orientation. If they're facing up, you'd have it in this orientation. So that is important, because it's this part of the tool here which is flicking those pins up rapidly to provide multiple shear lines and therefore hopefully get an open through just random brute forcing the lock. So very cool. Another great feature of this is, and hopefully you can see that, is it's got some little lights on. So I've been using this for a few hours, and I haven't charged it since I got it, so I don't know what charge it was on, but it has only gone down one light. I mean, I imagine that there are many more hours before you need to charge this based on my usage of it, and having a little light indicator down there I think is really smart, because you don't want to start doing, you know, especially you're a professional locksmith, you don't want to start doing a job then realize you have to wait till you have to recharge your tool. Knowing what the charge rate of this is really good. I've mentioned this little adjusting spanner before, and that's what you'd use to take on and off your pick tips. Yeah, so overall I like the balance of this. It feels really solid. It's got a nice weight to it, but it's not too heavy. It's comfortable. And yeah, just have a look at this in use. What I want to just point out is I'm going to start off with some relatively simple locks, fewer pins, all standard driver pins, then move up to more complicated locks with more security pins. You should notice that with the more extreme bitting and locks with more security pins like the Ultra, which you'll see in a minute, you do need to just take a little bit longer, as you'd expect. Those security pins are doing those job. They make it harder to pick, whether it's electronic picking or standard picking. And yeah, it's really worth just bearing that in mind when you watch these next demonstrations. So there you go. I mean, I found it very capable. I just grabbed a bunch of locks. It did really well with all of them, and you could see that there was quite a range of bittings there. You also probably would have seen the next bit, which we're going to cover, which is this circular tension tool, which is adjustable to obviously go into smaller or taller keyways. And this works brilliantly. I only picked one of the locks with this. Other than that, I was using one of my favourite tension tools. But this is sprung, and you can obviously tension in both directions with a lock. And the idea is, of course, that you can just hold that in place, put the electric pick in, and just keep going, and you can just rotate it back and forth, releasing those pins, especially the security pins in there, to allow you multiple goes. And it's very gentle tension as well, so it's very hard to over tension it. It works really nicely. Does it work if you're not using an EPG? Yes, actually, if you're just raking a lock, then this is very useful. For single pin picking, not so much. And of course, yeah, you can buy this separately on the Wendt site, as you can these picking tips. You get straight ones here, but you can get all sorts of profiles, like city rake profiles and diamond profiles and all sorts of other things. But of course, you know, the most commonly used ones are these straight ones. What was included but not listed on the website was a few of these bent ones. Of course, you can imagine if you load these up onto the pick gun, it means that if a lock is quite high up, you can work at a slight angle, or if it's lower down, you can work at a slight angle as well. So that can be very, very useful. Almost last, but definitely not least, is a tool type which I have used more often than I ever thought as a lock sporter, which is a plug spinner. Why would you use a plug spinner? Well, quite often you have a lock where the position of that lock is such, or the way that the lock is manufactured is such, it's easier to tension it and or pick it in a particular direction. But that might not be the direction you need to turn that lock so you can actually open what it's attached to, the door or whatever. So the plug spinner is designed so that you can insert it into the keyway and flip the lock so quickly past the shear line in the opposing direction so that you can pick and turn the lock the opposite way. What I like about this particular one, apart from, you know, this a really nice colour, is the knurling and fluting on here means that turning against the strong spring inside here is actually made quite easy. And there you go, I'll just do it dry. And of course it turns both ways, this way and that way. Very, very strong spring, but it needs to be. You can see here that you can adjust these grub screws at the tip to make sure the tip is central. Again, very important that all of this is centered. But this is definitely one of the best flipping tools that, you know, I've used for certain. It's really, really very good and very nicely made. Now, if you think that that kit on its own is pretty cool, it actually comes with some awesome little extras. So included when you get this set, there's this locksmith belt buckle. I really, really like that. It's so nice to see sort of lock picking, locksmithing related objects. You don't see many of them about, so I really like that. You also get, yep, a really awesome little locksmith pin badge. I have to say it's my favorite because it's got a really nice little padlock in there. I just love it, and a pick, it's great. And then you get a little, and it is leather, you can see from the grain on the inside there, ID wallet, which you could probably use as a way to carry some cards and some notes as well, with the Lockmaster, European Lockmaster Group authorization, sort of Chevron badge in there. I really like that. And you know, this European Lockmaster Group is an association of people with Wendt, which includes lock pickers, lock sporters, manufacturers, distributors, educators, you know, all sorts of things. So yeah, that's what that badge means. And you can go onto their site and you can learn a bit more about that if you wish. How much does this set cost? Well, look, this is a premium professional level kit, and you know, it's going to be priced accordingly. On their site at the moment, though, there's almost, in the summer sale, which won't run for very long, I think it's only to the end of the month, there's over €100 saving on here, and this, including taxes, comes down to about €488.93, and depending on the exchange rate of the day and all those other factors, that's around $550 or 440 UK pounds. So you know, you're getting a premium kit for that money, naturally. However, you know, if you want to go out and buy one of these or any of the separate pieces, you can do. I'll leave a link below, but there's an opportunity for you to win one of these sets, including all the little extras, which I think is really cool. And that's because Wendt are working in collaboration with a number of other lockpickers you may know, like Lockpicking Lawyer, Bosnian Bill, Talan Pick, and of course their own social media sites. If you follow the link below, the competition link in the description, then all you need to do is just visit a few social media sites associated with various companies and lockpickers. You know, give your name and email address, and you can sign up to this competition. There'll be one person drawn at random at a future date as described in the link, and you could be one of the people who wins this kit off Wendt. It's certainly worth entering. I've had a go myself actually at entering it, not so I could win the kit, just see how difficult it was, and I found it really, really easy to do. And yeah, I'm quite excited to be part of a competition like that, which is organised by another entity. So that's really cool. Right, so let me know what you think of this kit. Do you have one of these? Have you used it professionally? Do you use it as a lock sporter to help you get into those locks without keys that may or may not be broken? There's all sorts of use cases. But have you used it? What do you think of it? Do you like it? What do you think to all these little extras that are included in the kit? Do let me know in the comments below. Please do go check out that competition link. I think it's only running to the end of the month. Definitely worth a shot to win such a great kit. And there you go. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.